Well, good afternoon, everyone. I went and spoiled myself and bought myself a new sled. This is actually the newest sled I've ever owned. And I think I'm not going to be disappointed. Fingers crossed. This is a 2000 Yamaha SXR 700 triple. Just a beautiful sled. And there's the kilometers on her. Now, apparently the speedo stopped working last year, so there might be a couple hundred more on it, but just looking at her overall shape, oh, somebody looked after it. And that's what I intend on continuing to do. Now, if some of you have watched a couple of my videos, you realize that Pat generally recommends and purchases for himself touring sleds because they're generally ridden a little bit easier as opposed to these sportier ones. But it was a nice older gentleman I purchased it from, and with that low of kilometers and just how well it shows, I think we're going to do okay. Plus, I just wanted something with a little bit more suspension. And the excuse me, and the touring sleds I was looking at here in Southern Ontario for something this vintage and in this kind of shape are going to be a lot more expensive than I thought was going to be worth it for myself. Just, I don't put enough kilometers on it a year. I just scoot out the driveway here and down the road to the trails. So it's got to be the right winters. And even last year, I only got out for about 3 weeks. And for what I do, this thing should be a blast. It's got a lot more suspension than the old VMAX. Just got her out and started up. She fired right up. But yeah, travel, and it's nice. Well, here, so the dive right into it. So the specs on this is the 700 triple motor. This was I guess what we call a detuned version of the one that was in the SRX. This one doesn't have the performance valves, if I remember right, and it should go to a single exhaust out. This one has got the cans on it, so I'll get a little bit more power out of it, and it certainly sounds great. I wouldn't have done that myself, but I'm not going to argue. She's a pretty nice setup. It does not have electric start or reverse, which is kind of a no-no for me, but again, I got a very good deal on this sled and I can huff it around. I'll get some exercise, right? Let's just get her fired up here. So half choke, start, and little tug. She sounds great. We're going to give her a full service. Get her all greased up, cleaned up, give it a good once over. Get that speedo fixed up, and I'll bring you guys along for that. But fingers crossed for some good snow. Thanks all for watching. Stay healthy. See you on the next one.